Welcome back to Online Coping Skills. This is a mindfulness skill and it is progressive muscle relaxation. So progressive muscle relaxation is sort of starting, I start typically from my feet up, but you can start from your head down over time. And it is the idea that you're kind of relaxing muscles and recognizing feelings. The idea is to not judge if they are good or bad, trying to focus on pain or any physical health issues you might be having right now. If you find yourself kind of stuck on something, like, ow, my knee really hurts, feel free to move to the next muscle group or just take a few breaths through what I'm saying. Also, if you have pain, as an example, if you have neuropathy in your feet, or maybe you don't have a particular part of your body, or something also might be uncomfortable or triggering for you, usually about your body weight, body image, this also might be something that you might skip. A way that I've had people modify it is to sort of start with a part of their body that they're more comfortable with. So maybe the knees up, maybe just focusing on your hands and kind of go through slowly the muscles and feel your hands. I've had people do it with just sort of their shoulders and their head, just their feet, and sort of trying to do some progressive muscle relaxation without the whole focus on your body. So if that's comfortable for you, feel free to skip around this video or create your own or do it in your head of what feels more comfortable for you. And I will start progressive relaxation from my feet and move up. So it's best if your feet are flat on the floor, but it also is comfortable if you are laying down for some people. And we're going to start with the tips of our toes. So the idea is to just acknowledge what it feels like. You could recognize heat or cold or any sensations you might be feeling. Try not to judge those feelings. We'll do a few breaths before we move up from the tips of our toes. If you feel comfortable, you're welcome to close your eyes or lower your gaze. And now we're going to move up to the middle of our foot, that archway, and sort of feel what the arch feels like. Are your feet hot or cold? Any sensations you might be having in your feet? If you feel comfortable, try to relax your feet. If you feel or find yourself that the muscles are tense, just try to let go a little bit. The idea isn't to end this by making your body feel more relaxed or feeling better overall or improve health necessarily, but just to relax some of those muscles as you go up. So we'll take a couple of deep breaths, focusing on the arch of our foot. And now we're going to move to the heel of our foot. Any sensations you feel free to also think about the purpose of a body part, how it moves, how it helps you. I've had people that acknowledged a body part and thanked them. Like, thank you, feet, for walking. Thank you for taking me on that hike. Thank you for allowing me to play in the park. Thank you for continuing to let me go upstairs. So if that feels comfortable for you, feel free to do that as well. It's also a good gratitude practice. So a few breaths into our heel as we relax it, and then we'll move up to our ankle. And now we're moving to our ankle. Recognize the sensations. If you feel comfortable, you're welcome to move that body part around gently. Notice the structure of your ankle, heat or cold. And just take a few breaths to relax your ankle. And now we're going to move to our calf. So we're moving into some larger muscle groups. Just notice your entire calf, the structure of it, the shape. Trying to judge any feelings you might have on your calf or any part of your body while doing this. Remember, your body has a purpose to it. And just take a few breaths. As you notice and relax your calf. We're going to move to our knees. So notice any sensations you might be feeling, any hot or cold. And just take a few moments to just notice your knees. You may think about the purpose they serve, what they've done for you throughout your life. And just notice your knees. We'll take a few breaths as we relax our knees. Now we're going to move into the top of our thigh. It's a large muscle group. If you feel comfortable, you can sort of do this in two parts as well. We're just going to recognize the top of our thigh. Once again, try to come at this with no judgment about what your body looks like or you perceive your body to look like. Just recognize it. Begin relaxing it. We'll take a few breaths as we recognize our thigh. And now we're going to move to the back of our leg, the back of our thigh. So if you're sitting down, it's sort of underneath you. If you're laying down, it'll also be likely underneath you if you're on your back. Just take a few moments to not be judgmental, but just recognize what it feels like, the purpose it serves. If you feel any sensations, hot or cold, tingling, or anything else. And a few breaths as you relax the back of your thigh area as we move into our hips. Now we're going to focus on our hips. Try to suspend any judgment you have about that part of your body. Focus on any sensations, hot or cold or otherwise, that you feel in your hip area. If you feel comfortable, you can kind of move your body gently. If you're laying down on your back as well. And take a few breaths and just relax your hip muscles. And now we're going to move to our backside. So we're going to focus on our bottom. It is a muscle group. And try to not paste any judgment on what it might look like or what you feel like it looks like. And just take a few breaths and notice the muscles. Try to relax them if possible. And just take a few more breaths as you relax those muscles. We're going to move to our abdomen. So without judgment, recognize any sensations. If you find that judgments are overwhelming this activity, feel free to take a break or forward to another part of your body you might feel more comfortable doing this with. Notice any sensations you feel in your abdomen. We're going to take a few breaths. You might even feel it as you breathe in and out through your diaphragm. And one more, in and out. We're going to focus on our lower back, suspending judgment. Just take a few breaths. If possible, try to relax your back a little bit. If you're sitting very upright or feeling a little ache and pain right now, feel free to adjust gently. Do not judge the pain that you are feeling. Temporarily suspend judgment. And take a few breaths as you try to relax your lower back. And we're going to move to your upper back. We'll do the shoulders separately. It's just the upper portion of your back right now. Try to suspend judgment about any pain you might be feeling. Notice any sensations. If you feel comfortable, feel free to move gently. If you want to make yourself a little more comfortable, take a few breaths. And we're going to move back to our front and then up through our shoulders and head. So 2 breaths, 1 and 2. And now we're going to move into our chest, heart, and lungs. This is where your breath comes from. Focus on any sensations you might have, trying to focus on any pain or judgment you might have about this part of the body or how it might be working. Take some breaths. And then we're going to move to our shoulders. So your shoulders might be having some tension for a lot of people to where they sort of hold stress. So try not to focus on aches or pains. I know this is sort of difficult as we are focusing on that part of the body and that muscle group. Just recognize it. Feel free to recognize what it's done for you throughout the years, holding your body strong. Maybe it's helped you in painting, doing home improvement projects, lifting. Sort of focus on your shoulders, between your shoulder blades. Adjust if you want to get a little more comfortable. We're going to take 2 breaths as we move into our neck. 1 more. And now we're moving into our neck. Also a place of tension for a lot of people. So just try to suspend any judgment you have, any aches or pains you might be feeling. Try to focus on this activity, which is relaxation. And if you're feeling pain or something uncomfortable, you can focus on taking care of that after this. A few breaths in your neck. Now we're going to move to your head as a whole. About the purpose it's had for you. You're utilizing it right now as you do this activity. It might not work exactly how you want it to, but it is working right now in this moment. Has any sensations in your head, your scalp. This will be the last body part we focus on, so let's take a few additional breaths. 1 more. Try to relax your head. Once again, if you feel comfortable, welcome to kind of adjust. For a lot of people coming from mindfulness activity to what they're doing, it helps to kind of wiggle your body, open your eyes a little widely, just kind of recognize the room that you're in, the setting you're in, to come back to the setting. It might be wiggling your fingers or your toes, but when you're ready, feel free to come back to the position that you started in. Go about your day. Learn another DBT mindfulness skill. And thank you for having this experience with me.